We hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving. We did end up taking that week off, but we appreciate you coming back for this week and joining us live. Once again, if you don't and end up missing us live, you can check us out on YouTube. You can see our past recordings, and you can also just listen to the audio on any podcast of your choice, right? Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, all that good stuff. We appreciate you being here. Join us in the chats whenever you have a comment, and let's go ahead and get this thing started. We do have a special guest today, Sam Kimmel, joining us from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Sam, we appreciate you being here. This is our very first interview. This is our very first, I don't even know what to call it. This is an exciting moment for your Slightly Average Guys podcast.
Well, thanks for having me.
Pressure.
Ryan,
let's pressure. All right,
let's kick this thing off.
All right, so this week we're kind of taking it back old school, meaning it's the Slightly Average Guys podcast, right? So we're going to talk about guy things. All right, we got a whole bunch of different topics to talk about, but let me start that over. Really, are condensed it down into a few different topics, but we're going to go off on a whole bunch of different tangents, and I think they're going to be hilarious. So let's just start it off. Ryan's texting us earlier this week. Throwing out random ass stuff, and one of the topics, he brings up, and I instantly said Al Bundy. Me and Andy instantly got it. Yep. We know what he's talking about. Like, he's like, I don't even know what you're talking about, which is a massive bridge gap between, the small age between me and him. So explain what you like to do on the couch sometimes randomly.
I feel like this is your guy experience. This is what you just do as a male, as a human. As just, come on, you're a guy. This is guy things. This is guy talk right now. You're sitting on the couch, this lovely couch behind me. I don't know if you can see that, but and you're just watching a movie, maybe by yourself, maybe with a dog, maybe with your girlfriend. It doesn't matter. You're just sitting there.
You don't know.
Enjoying the movie, and you know what you decide to do? You just decide to put your hands in your pants. It's as simple as that. You're not trying to get any type of arousement out of it, right? You just simply put your hand in your pants. Go to the comments right now. I know you've done that if you're a guy. Come join me. It's just what you do, right? You guys haven't done that before?
I don't know how to even handle this question that's here.
You never just stuck your hand on your pants and just left it there like, that's warm. That's nice. Ooh, that's nice.
I don't know what to say.
Come on.
Was it on that couch behind you said?
Nature's hand warmer. Thanks, B. That's what's up.
I mean, we live in Arizona. It's not even cold here. What was the reason that you need to slide it down there? Is it just a comfortable thing? I know Al Bundy did it. I like that. That's what I can say with a absolute fact.
It's just guy things. You just do it. Just first, check yourself. Maybe you're checking yourself. Are you still good? You got any lumps down there? I sure hope not.
Wait. So now we went from just your hand down your pants to now you're fondling your nuts?
Well, it's just medical.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's medical, man.
Totally medical.
I'm checking for stuff.
Yeah, this is a medical thing.
Yeah.
And if not, you just kind of leave it there.
Do you roll them around? I need to find out. Have you ever found anything?
Like you're rolling two balls in your hand. You know what I mean?
One of the Benoit balls or whatever,
Yeah, like you're about to do a magic trick, but nobody knows what you're about to do. You're just rolling two balls in your hands in a circle back and forth.
Okay. All right, I got you.
I can't believe I'm the only one here. It's pretty surprising.
Yeah.
Welcome to Guy Talk, where Ryan's the only guy.
Yeah, listen, I'm in on this, right? I do it. I think you're right. Although I'm a bit curious because you said I'm a male, I'm a human. Like, those are two separate things. I'd like to be both of those at once. But if you're them separately, that's okay. I don't discriminate. I don't have any thing about what.
Did I say that?
You did, yes. It's okay. Whatever. It's okay.
I'm a male. I'm a human. I don't remember even saying that. I'm just so focused, just like you said, this week for you has been a massive week of focusing and you're just forgetting things. That's me. Whoops.
It happens, there's just weird, nuances apparently happen over there in the Teeter house, and make sure you knock before you walk in the door. I think that's what it's coming down to.
Definitely
Nature's hand warmers, baby. Nature's hand warmers.
What was that, Andy?
Don't shake his hand, and definitely don't sit on that couch.
Oh yeah, I would have to agree with that. You know, you never know what you're gonna get there. You know, Sam, is this something that happens in your household?
You know, I don't think so, and I'm the only guy here, so I would have to say I don't think so. That being said, that doesn't mean, you know, an Al Bundy moment doesn't happen every now and again, but you know, that's just life.
Yeah.
Okay,
right?
that's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, that's just life.
I mean, I'll agree with the adjustment and things like that, but like if you're like hardcore, just you're gonna leave it down there. Like I'm not with you on that. Like I'm not.
Well, I mean, Ryan's not saying he's doing anything weird here. You know, he's just saying he's chilling, and maybe that's his way to chill. I'm okay with that if that's his way to chill.
Yeah,
maybe
cool.
He's just got cold.
Appreciate
hands.
that, Sam. We need to have Sam here more often. He backs me.
Hey,
So.
I agreed with you too.
That's true. That is true. Ryan's the only one here who won't admit things.
No, anyway.
Shame.
Hands down your pants. What's up? I'm doing it now. And I'm just kidding. No, I'm not.
Whoa.
No, I'm not.
No,
I'm not.
Hand check.
Both hands
hand check,
right there.
hand check,
The
everybody.
family show.
Everybody
No, it's
pees
not.
their pants.
You're not cool unless you pee your pants.
Wait,
Schwiggity schwam.
Ryan doesn't know what movie that's from, by the way.
Yeah, I'm pretty bad at that. All that stuff. You guys already know that.
Dude,
Call
it's-
any movie quote, say anything about a reference, and I'm just like in space over here, just
Again,
like, hi. What's up?
like, okay, guy things. A movie that you have to watch is Billy Madison. You have to watch it. It's a
I've
requirement.
seen that.
Dude, half our movie quotes are from Billy Madison. That one right there was from Billy Madison.
Yeah, it's cool. Pee your pants thing. I heard that.
Yes.
I knew that one. I thought you said a different one.
You know, yeah. Apparently, you were just like thinking a Depends commercial or something. So,
Ryan,
right.
Don't feel bad. I'm not a movie watcher either.
man, that's it. You know, apparently this is going to go down to a 2-person podcast here in about 5 seconds.
2v2. Sam and I were just talking that you guys can do your own thing.
Yeah, if peeing your pants is cool, call me Miles Davis. That's what they're saying in the chat. You know, again, perfect reference to the movie. You know, epic. All right,
So are we moving on to
Yes,
peeing?
yes.
Is
we're
that
moving? Well, what? I mean, are you peeing while you're on the couch? No. Okay, let's
I
move
mean-
on. Let's move on to a pet peeve. You know, I don't know if it's a pet peeve. It's just a weird thing. You know,
Not even a pet
bathroom
peeve.
urinals and just peeing. You know, let's talk about schools. You know, the fact that they're so low. Even in high school, the urinal was like super low to the ground. I don't know what's that. It's like, come on, we're all like at least 5 foot tall. Like, why are they like for a 2-foot person? Okay, but I hate bathrooms that have urinals with no divider. You know, I can get over it. It's okay, but the ones that I cannot stand is when almost every single stadium, right? You're gonna walk into a stadium, it's a complete trough. You know, everybody just walks up, takes a whiz. It's the weirdest thing ever. Like, what's everybody else's feeling on this? So we'll start with Andy.
Yeah. So I go 2 ways.
Ooh, okay.
I'll try to. Yeah.
Very open
listen,
podcast.
It's 2020, so whatever. Corona. If I'm the only one, right in the middle, because I just want to make it awkward. Or if there's a guy that's at the end, I'll go super close, just because it's funny. So I don't really have a problem.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I can't believe you're that guy.
Oh,
Andy is the one who's like,
Listen.
sup, bro?
Total side story. There's times when back in the day, a long time ago, we'd go out drinking, and probably around halfway through the night, when you've had probably too many, I'm the guy that'll go in the bathroom and I'll put everything down to my ankles and pull my shirt up, just because, like, when you're like 5 years old, right? I'll do that just to jack with people.
I have always wanted to drop trowel while taking a pee in public. I've never had the balls to do it, but I've really wanted to.
I've always been. I always
so
wanted to like just step back and see how far of an arc you can get. You know, and obviously the younger you are, the higher the arc you could potentially have. You know, but I think if we're talking about weird things that happen at a urinal, I'm going to ask Sam to explain and I don't think this is the one that he's going to think of, but the chicken wing story.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
You know, that actually isn't the one I was thinking of when we first started talking about this. So it was a birthday party of a relative
Gentleman's
of mine. Excuse me. Oh, yes, at a gentleman's club.
Yeah.
And it was getting late in the evening. Everybody, you know, it was late, you know, 2 a.m. And it was time to go to the bathroom. So I go into the restroom, and I am using the urinal. There's a guy beside me, you know, but I don't pay any attention to him because first rule, as every man knows, is you don't necessarily like make eye contact with the guy. You don't look at him. You really don't pay any attention to him. Unless you're Andy,
Yeah.
you know, and then you might wink at him. But the thing is, I'm in there and I'm just minding my own business. And next thing I know, I hear these like kind of sounds. And I'm like, what is this guy doing over here? You know, and I had to look because that was the point where there was mouth sounds. And I just had to know. I had to know what was happening. And I look over and this guy is eating chicken wings, hot wings, as a matter of fact, that he has sitting on the back of the urinal while licking his fingers and holding his dick with the other hand. And I just didn't even know what to do. So the second I finished, I ran out and I told my cousin who was there with me, and I said, hey man, there's a dude in there eating chicken wings at the urinal. And he runs in there and he sees the same exact thing, comes out laughing. So our other friend, Chris Pfeiffer, he has to run in and check, and he comes out looking all disappointed. I said, what's wrong, Chris? He said he was already done. And he was just so disappointed that he didn't get to see it. But that was one of the weirdest things I think I've ever seen at the urinal. Like, who eats while they're at a urinal in a in one of those places, especially?
Yeah, that's like, and how do you not get the sauce where you don't want the sauce?
Yeah, well, you got to be one-handed, but eating chicken wings one-handed is not even that
Did
easy.
he set the chicken wings, like the box, on top of the urinal and just start dicking or picking out of it? Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, that's even gross in itself if you think about it.
Oh yeah.
That's messed up.
Oh man.
Did you ask for a chicken wing?
No, we had to leave promptly after for a different reason.
I mean,
Gotcha.
leave it hanging on that. Like, you got to finish this story.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't.
Yeah. It's just, is that the barf story?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so
Meanwhile,
we'll at least save
not
that
your
for
bar
another
story.
time. It
to
will come
round
out
up,
eventually.
if somebody puts their head down on the table at a strip club, it's time to leave.
Yeah, it's time to go home.
Yeah. Don't wait 5-10 minutes or just let's go out to the parking lot.
Barf, putting your head down. I can see what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, this is guys talk, so you know we all understand. We've seen things like that happen at the club, and everybody knows when it's time to go home.
Oh yeah.
Well, everybody except the one person knows when it's time to go home.
Yeah, I think we all know
always
now.
that one guy.
You know, after living, we've all had those moments, and you live through it.
Yeah,
now,
but
and
when
like,
you're that guy,
Mhm.
you don't know that it's time.
yeah. So Ryan, what's your opinion of you know, the peeing in the trough?
I think of this one example, and it was a pretty terrible example. It's a good example, but it was a terrible experience, I should say. Diamondback Stadium, right? Good old Chase Field. Love that place. Diamondback Stadium, baseball. Love it. Go into the bathroom. It was busy, right? I went in between innings, which is honestly a good time, but a bad time for peeing in troughs. And I select the one that's open, right? It is the corner one. It's not on the sidewall where it's a square, right? I'm literally on the corner, and the line of guys is right next to me, and they're just like looking full frontal while I'm like peeing, basically. So I couldn't go. Shy peer. I instantly left and went over to a different area. But Ryan, just like you were saying, none of these things have doors or anything, and I'm okay with that. I don't need the sidewalls. Like, I don't need them. But as a male, and I know, you know, you get drunk sometimes and stuff, and just shit happens. But as a male, when you're peeing next to somebody else, you have to pee down the sidewalls or something that's going down and flowing with the same way your pee is going. I experienced a lot of splash, and it wasn't my pee. Let me just tell you that. It was the grossest thing ever. I was wearing shorts. I'm just getting all sorts of splatter on my leg, and I'm just like, oh my God. And I can't do it. What am I going to do? Fight this guy? Like, that's just come
streams.
on.
You cross the streams immediately.
Be a gentleman. I'm just like, you got to pee down. And I am forever after that moment, I am a pee down the side of anything. Pee down the side of the toilet bowl, pee down the side of a urinal, pee down the side of a trough, pee down the side of everything. It was the grossest thing ever.
You should have just turned and faced him and let nature take its course right there.
I don't have the balls to do that. So this guy was big. He was a big dude. His calves were about the size of my thighs.
You know, that comment actually brings me to what I was going to say earlier. I was in Florida at the beach actually, and they had one of those beach bathrooms, you know, where you can go up and use the bathroom, but it's more or less just a quick, you know, it's nothing special right on the beach. And I'm in there, and this guy is peeing next to me, and he starts to talk to me and turns as he's talking to me and pees directly on my foot. Okay, and I'm wearing flip flops, you know, in a bathing suit, so it wasn't like, you know, at least I wasn't like dressed up nice or anything. But the guy peed on my foot, and I didn't even know how to handle that situation, you know, because I'd never had a guy directly pee onto my foot before, you know. What I ended up doing was washing my foot in the sink there and then coming out and saying to my dad, some dude just peed on my foot, you know, but like, what do you do, you know? Like there's just no fixing that.
There's nothing. It's an experience that you only have hopefully once in your life. And you're just like in shock. Like I don't even have any words for it.
Yeah.
It's so messed up.
I have somebody that I know, who has a tendency for, as a joke, if they're standing in the urinal next to you, they will pee on your foot.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, because they think it's hilarious, you know, or they
it's probably not funny.
Yeah, no, it's not at all. It's not at all.
That
He thinks
guy
it's
deserves a swift kick in the face.
you know,
Shotgun to the dick.
Right.
Even though Colin.tv goes, give that man a medal.
All right. Let's stick with pee, you know, because we seem to be on it. You know, this is going to be kind of a Seinfeld moment, you know, and I think Ryan's probably George Costanza in this scenario, which he doesn't get this reference, but let's start with him. Ryan, do you pee in the shower?
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm going to say I do as well. Andy?
Of course.
Okay. Sam?
You know, I don't always, you know, every once in a while it hits you and you gotta.
Yeah, you know, that warm water hits you. You know, you could pee beforehand, and then sometimes you get in there and it's like, man, this warm water. It's like, all right, I got this.
I don't say, oh
typically
man, I gotta go pee. I'm gonna go pee in the shower. No, it just happens.
It's like the middle of the day. He's stripping down just so he can pee in the shower.
No,
That way, so I always pee in the shower. That way, I know I don't miss.
Oh, okay.
That's a good point.
No, I'm just kidding.
Sam, you were about to say something?
You know, I forgot.
Okay. All right. So here's the question, though, because I figured everybody was going to say yes at one time or another, because it's the same drain, which I agree with. Okay. It's not like you're taking a poop and have to waffle stomp it down. You know, that's completely different. Okay.
That's why you install the garbage disposal.
Yeah. The question I'm going to give to you guys is, do you aim directly for the drain, or are you just like a free Andy's scenario with him at the urinal? You know, you're just hanging out in the wind and letting it go wherever it goes. Andy?
Arms up, and you do one of these.
No. You can't miss. You might as well have fun. You can't miss.
Because it doesn't matter. It's just the same drain.
But you don't mind stepping in it, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I have this, and it actually works phenomenal. So for you, which everybody I'm pretty sure is either married, engaged, or has a girlfriend, there's these little plugs that you can buy from Amazon that you can just put in the shower thing. It collects every single hair, and you just pull it out, you rip the hair off, and you throw it away. It's the easiest, and it's the most amazing thing that collects.
I'm gonna
all the
need
hair.
one of those.
Yeah.
So I have that in my shower. Whenever I shower and I need to pee, I remove that so I don't pee on all the hair and then have to remove the hair from the thing. That's just gross. I don't want to have to do that.
Right.
And so then I pee directly down the drain. I'm a drain guy.
Well, it seems like Ryan's losing a lot of hair into this thing, so I'm guessing, you know, you make up all the hair that's ending in this, so you just don't want to touch your own hair. That's what it is, right?
Do you ever like put it on there like Charlie Brown, like a little twist or anything like that?
I can't do it.
You can like
It won't even allow me. My
it
hair
over
won't
and
even
do the
allow me to
Donald
do that.
total Donald Trump. All right,
Ryan, I don't think you're answering a lot of these questions.
Oh no, I said I pee in the shower and I aim for the drain. You know, it's also because my shower is. I live in an older house, and that was built in '78. It's been remodeled a couple times, but not like everything. Like the last time it was remodeled was in the '90s. So the shower, the people that own the house before us, like the guy was a do-it-yourselfer, you know, and one of those like not a YouTube do-it-yourselfer to where you can at least find the right thing. It's like, oh no, I know the right way to do this. Like the drain in our shower, I'm not shitting you, is like an inch above where the base of the shower is. So you trip over it when you're in it. So there's free water that sits in the damn thing. Everything. So I'm like, I don't want to be walking around in like, you know, a tub full of pee. So I aim for the drain.
Okay.
Yep. You know.
So I'm going to pull a question from the comments over here. Do you brush your teeth in the shower? Is that a thing? I've never known that to be a thing.
That's not something I would do, but I see where
That
you
sounds
could pick up
harder.
you could pick up some really good efficiencies. Now shower beer, had shower beer.
Yeah. I
Hey,
don't
guys.
do shower beers.
You ever thought about why they don't make a suction cup cup holder for the shower for like a shower beer?
That's fucking amazing.
I know. Did I just invent that?
Yeah.
I was thinking about that actually the other day because I was drinking one before I went in, and then I was in there and I was like, man, I could really use a swig of my beer right now.
No. Get this. You're missing it. It's a koozie that has a suction cup on the side of it, so you can use it for a whole bunch of different things, not just the shower.
Don't tell people.
We need
No,
to
we're
stop
doing
this
this.
live. I'm
Right.
canceling this right now.
I'm sorry.
Somebody needs to look this up right now. If this
Right.
exists.
Yeah,
I'm
It probably
sure
does.
is.
It
I'm
probably
going to look
does.
it up right now. You
that
guys
is seriously
talk
not a
about it.
thing. That needs to be a thing. So, for those people that don't know, Sam is a fabricator. So, you know, I'm guessing like if that's not a thing, it will be a thing very shortly,
Yeah, tomorrow.
or at least just trademark it and copyright it, so somebody else can just pay you millions for your idea. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on because we are, 20 minutes into talking about pee and Al Bundy. Let's talk about funny and embarrassing stories. But this is from the guy's topic, not just like, hey, yeah, I was out one day and somebody pantsed me. Okay, okay, that stuff happens as a kid, right? It's happened to me as an adult, which was hilarious. Not the story I'm about to tell. But Sam used to live out here in Phoenix, and down the road, like I would say it's like a block and a half, was like a small hole in the wall dive bar. And Sam found it first, and then me, my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, just went to it like every single night. We ended up becoming alcoholics, which was a problem, and drank a ton. And we would come home and like we used to drive there, and then like, this is a bad idea, even a block and a half. Let's just, start walking. So the one time, I don't remember how we got home, whether we walked or not. Like, I remember getting home, Sam's going around to get in his room, to get around in the shared bathroom that was in the middle of the house. I'm deciding like, I'm going to go in the backyard and pee. Like, but I think I had started to take off my clothes in the bedroom because I was just going to flop down on the bed. And like, I'm like, oh wait, I also need to let my dogs out. So I went out in the backyard, like butt ass naked. Okay. Middle of the night. But we had like people that had this house because it was a rental, had all these lights. So it was like a freaking stadium. I'm in the backyard peeing, and somebody closed the sliding glass door. I'm guessing
It might have been me.
Yeah, I'm guessing who it was. And I'm like, all right, come on. My dog's name is Bing. I was like, come on, Bing, let's go. And he comes running around, blasts right into the glass door. I don't see it. Bugs on my nutsack, hams against the window. Slap it, like embarrassing as hell. I thought it was hilarious, but I'm butt ass naked, so I'm pretty sure it wasn't.
Me and Katie were in the living room, Ryan's wife, and we hear a bunch of commotion outside. This is my side of the story. And next thing we know, Ryan is running around in circles outside butt naked. The dog is chasing him, and I'm talking Ryan is running full speed.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And so for whatever reason, I don't know why, one of us shut the door. It was either me or Katie. And we shut the sliding glass door, and Ryan thought it was still open. And what actually happened in real life was Ryan was ahead of the dog. Ryan hits the window, and I'm talking the sliding glass door, full plate sliding glass door, hits it, and his whole body slaps against the window. And I'm talking like it bows the glass. Like me and Katie are both like, can't believe the thing didn't break. Well, the dog is running so fast behind him that the dog runs into the glass too.
Oh
and
my
me and
God.
her just bust up laughing, because I've never seen anybody's naked body slap a door like that before.
So what kind of sound did it make? Like a
Actually, I honestly can't believe it didn't break. It made a horrendous sound.
Oh man. Yeah. So, as an embarrassing story for me, also hilarious. You know, again, one of those times where the epic weird thing of a night ends up being something that you'll make that remember that night for the rest of your life. You know, something so small, right? That could be so cool like that. And I quote cool. We're gonna keep this topic going and jump to somebody else here real quick. But our awesome chat has already found for us on Amazon. It's called
Shower koozie.
a drink beer naked shower holder, right?
Damn
and it is a koozie for your beer that has a suction cup that you can slap it to the wall. You know, so again, it's already been made. It's already cool.
Well, we might not be making millions, but at least we know now we can drink shower beers.
Exactly.
There is 218 reviews on this thing, so and it's got 4.5 stars.
God, this thing is $14.
Heather,
I think Ryan should order us all one
Oh man,
for the next podcast
Man,
in
Yeah.
the shower.
no, no, not gonna happen.
mm,
Not gonna happen. They do have neat little sayings on them though, like drink beer naked. Yeah.
okay.
Everybody likes that. All right. So I've told an embarrassing story. Andy's always quiet in these. You know, there's some episodes where Andy's, you know, talkative. Andy's, I think, had a stressful week, so he's not wearing a crazy shirt, hat, sunglasses, or anything. He's just stripped down. Andy, we're gonna need a story.
So when I was 10-ish.
Ooh, no. Hang on.
Is he grabbing the hat?
All right.
Oh no!
So on the
Okay.
doll, show me where he touched you.
Oh my! This just went
Wait, why do you
way
have that?
sideways.
If I turn the camera, so everybody knows, this used to be a just spare bedroom, all right? And there's a whole bunch of stuffed animals to the side of me, in this like cage thing. It looks like a zoo that me and my wife made. Yeah, I know. Hey, I got kids. All right. I took it out of the room because I was going to put it in his room. It made this room super echoey, so I put it back, and it's actually sound deadens this room to where it's not echoey, and you know I can pull. Hang on.
Just a variety of baby toys.
Well,
Looks like it's a lot
one
of
thing,
effort, though.
If you've never been
Oh,
over
man.
there are stuffed animals galore over there.
It is a
Katie has an
3-foot dolphin.
entire room dedicated to look like a zoo of stuffed animals.
That's fantastic.
It's a 3-foot dolphin, stuffed dolphin. Anyway, also embarrassing. So Andy, go ahead.
Yeah.
Tell me on this doll where he touched you.
Yeah, so when I was about 10-ish, I went to the grocery store with my cousin and my grandma. And I got the basket, and the fight between her and I, my cousin, who's going to push the basket. So I won. She gets in the basket, and like not in the part where you sit, like the main basket where you fill your groceries with. So I'm pushing the basket, and we're coming into the store. Not paying attention. So instead of like going straight, I kind of take this weird angle. Don't know why. Again, I'm not paying attention. I'm just like, la la la, talking. I run into like a 6-foot display of dishes. Like, and not in the box dishes, but they were out on display, and there were like stacks of dishes and plates and cups. I run into it and it's gone, right? So like the tower is coming down. Everybody in the grocery store stops, and I'm like, oh, fuck, what did I just do? Everybody's looking at me. Like, nobody's checking out, because it was right by the check stands. Nobody's ringing up any groceries. Everybody stops. Like, people are coming around the corner like, what this guy?
So the scene is and all of a sudden there's like, what?
Yeah. So, you know, at first, like the initial crash, everybody's like, oh my gosh, what is that? And then as they just kind of like slowly trickle down, it's like bing, 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 crash. And I'm still standing there. And then it felt like an eternity, but it was probably a good 30 seconds of dishes just destroying all of them. And then one random dish just breaks like after 5 minutes. I'm like, just damn it. You know, I don't know what to think. I'm mortified. So the guy at the grocery store is like, don't worry about it. It's no big deal. You know, he's talking to my grandma because I don't know. I feel horrid. Just absolutely horrible. So we go grocery shopping, we leave. So about a couple days later, my grandma goes, hey, so basically like, you know, you're going to have to pay for all those dishes. I'm like, what? What are you talking about?
Get a job.
I don't know. What do you mean? I'm going to have to pay for these dishes. She's like, yeah, so I don't know what you're going to do if you don't pay with the dishes. So side fact, I lived with my grandparents. That's why she was telling me this, and had no idea. So she kept it going to the point where she told me, if I don't come up with the money on this day, I'm going to go to jail.
Oh my God.
Dude,
Who are you living with?
Satan. So the day comes and it's time to pay up, right? Because here come the police. I hid. Nobody could find me, right? They're calling me because I don't know what's a joke. Like I'm losing my mind. Like I don't want to go to jail. Couldn't find me. Also, I don't know any better. Couldn't find me to the point where they start getting nervous and actually do call the police because they can't find me. So about for 4 hours, I'm just hidden. And finally I came out, and then it's like, what's happening? And like, where have you been? All this stuff. I'm like, oh, I was like in the bedroom under the bed, all this stuff. I'm like, now I'm in trouble because I hid. So I went from, I'm going to jail because I broke all these dishes, which was not true, to now I'm really in trouble and the police are here. At that point, I was like, you know what? One day you're going to fucking home, Grandma. Like when it comes time, you are going to a home, and I don't care who says anything about it. I'm getting back at you one day.
So have you gotten back to her?
Grandma died a couple years ago. So,
So yeah, she got hers. If you know what I mean.
yeah.
It was the long game. How's that box, Grandma?
R.I.P. Grandma.
Man,
So, yeah,
Oh
no.
my God.
it went
I
dark.
can't.
It went
Why?
way
That's just
dark.
like one of those things. You just like, as soon as you say it, you're just like, God damn it.
All right. Let's jump to Sam. Sam, I'm gonna need an
Oh,
embarrassing
I'm next?
story. Yes, yeah. I'm putting you on blast next for the embarrassing story that you've had as it could be any story. Originally we started out with just an embarrassing guy story, but I like just any embarrassing story.
Well, I'm not going to lie. This one is as an adult.
Does it involve
Um,
you crapping your pants?
Yes, it does.
Oh, we got 2 for 2, baby.
So, okay. So I was in Las Vegas with Ryan, and we were at a big car show, and I ended up breaking my foot in Las Vegas. And to be honest, we actually weren't doing anything stupid. I was just hustling through the hotel room and ended up bashing my foot into the chair Ryan was sitting in and broke like 3 bones in my foot. So fast forward like 2 days, and I am back in Indiana, and I went to the doctor. They said, there ain't nothing we can do for you, but we're going to give you some painkillers and whatever, but you got to stay off your foot for like a week. So I had to stay home from work. So I'm at home completely by myself, and I'm downstairs, and I don't know what I had eaten. I'd eaten some food, who knows what it was. And every guy will tell you, you have a bathroom that you like to use, right? You have your, you're not going to use the downstairs bathroom next to the front door that all the guests use. You use your bathroom in your bedroom, if that's where you have it.
Yep.
And so I'm like, man, like my guts are hurting. All of a sudden it's one of those that hits you where you feel your whole belly drop, and I'm like, I got to go to the bathroom. So I decide I'm going to go to my bathroom because that's the bathroom I want to use. Well, I'm on crutches. I got a broken foot. I'm on crutches, and my bathroom is upstairs. So I'm kind of I'm making my way there. I get to the bottom of the stairs, and I get about to the bottom of the stairs, and my stomach drops again, and I'm like, oh geez, this is going to be serious. So I start hustling up the stairs, and I'm on crutches, so I'm making my way, but I'm making my way kind of slowly, and that's when I realize it's an emergency. Okay. Like it's an emergency. I am trying to make my way up the stairs, but there's only so much I can do on these crutches. Well, I end up trying to hustle, and I stumble on the stairway. Well, that causes me to fall down the stairs, and as I tumbled down the stairs, when I hit the bottom, I straight up just crapped my pants. So and then I'm downstairs.
All I hear is
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the force, I was barely holding it in, just making it up the stairs, let alone like, taking a fall like that. I probably made
Force
9
of the
steps.
stairs.
Yeah, and the force of the stairs caused the thing to implode. So, luckily at that point where I was at the bottom of the stairs, I ended up right next to the washer and dryer to be able to throw my clothes in. So that's
man.
my embarrassing story as an
geez.
adult.
Yes.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
I'm going to give you an 8 on the poop story based on Ryan's poop story that he shared. I think that's fantastic. BTW.
Thank you. I wish
That's
I could
pretty
make that up, but it was real.
Yeah. Good stuff. Ryan?
I don't have another one, but if you haven't listened to the last one, and I'm sure I do have another one. Honestly, I was just so indulged in Sam's stories that I wasn't trying to think of one of my own that's different from last time. But again, if you haven't heard the last one, go back and listen to the last podcast.
Yeah,
Slightly Average Guys on YouTube. You can check us out, not necessarily live, but check out the video. And you can also go back and check out them on any podcast of your choice. So go check it out. But long story short, I was in the middle of a hike. I was hiking the tallest mountain in Mount Mansfield, which is in Vermont. And about halfway up, I just had to go. I had to go, found an open spot, randomly secluded, crapped my pants, and I finished the hike. Went all the way back up and all the way back down. But go listen to the first the podcast a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
I'm sure you can find
it's
it.
actually the one that's going to get posted tomorrow morning. So the one that's tomorrow morning will have the one of Ryan talking about his experience. So check out for that one. All right.
But Andy, great story. I'm glad I'm not the only one that has a poop story, and it was phenomenal.
Yeah,
honestly, I didn't want to tell it, but you put me on the spot, and that was the only embarrassing thing I could think of.
Because falling down the stairs could be embarrassing, and then also you just combine it with shitting your
oh God. Man, so many things. Like I could go into another one. Sam could tell you about eating hot dogs and sewing machines, and how does that tie in together? We will tell you in another podcast, because that is a whole story for a different show. That isn't necessarily embarrassing. It's just like, how did all of these things happen in this order for that thing for those two things to be connected together, right? Hot dogs and sewing machines. Great stuff. All right, so we're rounding third here, coming into the final section that I like to call the random question, right? And we were talking before the show about just stupid stuff, what we're going to talk about and different things, and Sam was talking about bacon. He's, it's it was like 9:30 at night, and he's like cooking bacon. So, he's like, there's bacon in the other room, which made me think of this question, right? Smells that bring back great memories, right? And I'll start because it's about bacon, right? My parents moved out to Arizona. I was living in Indiana when I was 18. So on my own from an early age, that I didn't necessarily choose to leave. It was just like, hey, this scenario happened. I was okay with it. Living on my own for a little bit, ended up in a party house with Sam and a couple of friends. At the time, Sam wasn't living there, but he was always there. We ended up swapping one friend out. Sam ended up taking his room a couple months into the lease. But I think it was the very first night that we were officially in the place. We had a party. So this house became the party house, as nobody in that house was 21, and that house was almost a nonstop party with a whole bunch of alcohol all the time, right?
Potatoes in your purse.
Yep. There's just random things that happen. Bubblegum and cat hair, you ask yourself, what is that? And because we're talking about guy topics, our friend, who shall remain nameless because I'm not going to call him out, but we do have video of this. He was known for pulling his nutsack out of his, zipping down his pants, pulling his nutsack out, stretching it really far, and then running around and be like, I got bubblegum and cat hair on my pants. Look at that. So, but he was always drunk, and he couldn't.
Is this how we get back to the smells? And
well, the thing is,
smell is nutsack.
It does kind of look like bubblegum.
Yeah, it totally does look like bubblegum. You're like,
because you're not expecting it. Yeah, you're not necessarily looking for bubblegum, but when you first see it, it does look that way.
Yeah, so I know that has nothing to do with the smells. It just has to do with setting the ambiance, right?
We'll point to an area where he touched you.
Yeah, where's the doll?
Okay. On here, right? He's going to turn around. All right, anyway. So, the first night that we were there, huge party, everything. I think we didn't get the cops called on us, but we had like 3 of the neighbors come over because we were doing stupid stuff outside. This is before we started drinking. Anyway, but big party. One of the things that we kicked it off, everybody was there. The next morning, I decided that I was going to make everybody breakfast, and I made this huge breakfast. The first thing that I started cooking was, and I had never bought it before, it was maple bacon. Like, it was some weird maple, like, it wasn't like a maple syrup, it was just maple bacon. And it was on sale at the store, and we had a ton of it. So I just start frying, that stuff up, cooking it in the morning, making eggs and everything. Everybody eats it. It's all great. That house, for a year, smelled like maple bacon whenever you walked in it. And that house was, like, built in, like, the 50s. So, like, you had this old house smell and maple bacon smell. And I can still tell you, to this day, I can smell it in my... If I ever smell a little bit of any type of maple bacon, instantly think of that house, instantly think of the parties that we had, and it was always a great time.
I can for real smell that smell right now as you just talking about it. I can envision that smell in my brain. Like I can feel it and smell it right now, like I'm standing there.
Yeah. And it was just crazy because, like, we all, if you ever make bacon, right, your house smells like that for a pretty long time, whether it's a day or 2 days, depending upon how much you have your windows open or if you've made it with the vent on or whatever. But, like, it stays around for a little bit, right? No, like, literally, this house didn't matter. We had the windows open all the time. The house smelled 100%, and it might have been because we, like, cooked 4 pounds of maple bacon in the morning, the first day. So it was a mild grease fire waiting to happen. But
it was a lot of bacon.
It was a great time. Great time. Ryan, do you have any smells that bring back great memories?
I'm going to flip this around, and I'm going to call this a bad memory.
Get the doll.
Yeah, no. It's all alcohol related. I was a freshman in college, and I lived with 3 fifth-year seniors. Brand new, being alone.
That's just a recipe for
living
awesomeness.
with people who've been in college for 4 years, maybe even 5 years. These guys knew what they were doing. They knew how to do it, and they knew how to be responsible. I'm a freshman. I don't know jack shit. I just follow them around and do whatever they tell me to do. So, and they go to the bars. I was always kind of like, cool with that. But there was this one time they brought me to the house party before they went to the bars, and I was just getting force-fed Great McCormick vodka. And if I smell any, I won't go any further, but if I smell any type of Great McCormick vodka, that is a bad memory that always pops up into my head. Even if I look at it, I'll just be like, let's just say I got to my apartment at the end of the night because they went out to the bars, right? So I'm like, okay, I'll just walk home, just go chill, hang out in our apartment. I could not take the key that was in my pocket and open the door. And so I fell asleep outside the door. So may or may not had material all over me. It was a recipe for disaster, and I will never, that smell alone, Great McCormick's.
Yeah, so you flipped it and went with a bad
Pretty
memory.
sure I was hanging out with Colin. That's absolutely right.
So it was a bad memory, but still triggers memories in your head. So I'll agree with that. Mine is apple pucker, and that leads into the story about hot dogs and sewing machines. So again, gonna wrap that up later on. Anybody that's new that's here watching, you got to need to come back for that story. Maybe next week. We'll get into that one. Andy, do you have any smells that bring back a strong positive or negative memory?
Yeah, I was trying to think the whole time, and Brian's story about drinking triggered one, but it's a long one, so I don't know if we want to wait till next time. So it's essentially Jaeger.
But what type of memory? You don't even necessarily have to tell the story. What type of memory?
Hilarious and kind of like, did that happen? Like, what the fuck happened? But
you can't just leave with those two things. Like, give us.
We can wrap that up and do that next time as well.
Yeah, like spark notes really quick.
It involved people putting their hands on the wall and throwing darts at it, like metal darts, and
I'm liking this Cliff Notes.
Blood.
Blood. So, was there hospitalizations?
And Jaeger. Almost. A lot of Jaeger.
Okay.
Almost hospitalization and somebody sleeping outside in the rocks.
Okay. I'm liking this. This was really good high level points that make me even want to tune in, and I'm part of this damn show. So, Sam, other than the bacon, because obviously you were there, you were part of it, you can say, like, again, this weird musty old house plus maple bacon, amazing. What else?
I've got two. I'm going to tell you two quick ones. The first one, I was like in fourth grade or something, and they were making these cinnamon like Christmas ornaments. Did you guys ever make those?
Yep.
They were like a Christmas ornament that smelled like cinnamon.
Mhm.
And to this day, I don't even like cinnamon because of that. Because I think for maybe a week or a week and a half at school, all I smelled was that super strong cinnamon smell. So that was a negative one that I had. But the positive one that I have is actually kind of strange. Ryan may relate to this. I'm not sure, but burnt Klotz racing fuel.
Oh, yes. Yes.
There's something about the smell of that reminds me of motocross racing. There's something about the smell of that reminds me of my cousin. We'd go out in his fast car and do giant burnouts. There's something about that reminds me of riding around with Ryan and doing stupid things. And to this day, I kid you not, when I mow the grass, I mix Klotz racing fuel additive into my gas can. So when I'm mowing the lawn, it smells like I'm out there running a race car, and it makes me feel good. And I know that sounds really dumb because I spend like $20 on this race fuel to put into my lawnmower just so I can like enjoy the smell while I'm mowing.
But if you haven't done that already, highly recommend it. It cuts your grass better. It makes it a cleaner cut.
It does, man. It cut twice as fast. At least.
Totally shooting out my ass here. No idea, but it sounds legit.
Super high performance. I'll agree with that one. Like any race fuel, like I know what you're talking about.
You can smell
with
it
the
for
Klotz.
a mile.
Like, yeah. Like we were just recently at a Good Guys car show where they have an autocross. Me, my father, and my sister. And my dad's always like, oh, that's the good stuff right there, and like you see that, you smell it. It's just amazing. It brings back all these different memories, that are there, and especially if you're car people. If you're car people, that's awesome. All right, guys, appreciate everybody tuning in this week. We had a special guest this week, Sam. Appreciate you being here. I will give him a little shout out to things that he is working on besides stuff that you can find from him. He's Kimmel Fab on a lot of different social media platforms, as well as all different kinds of stuff. But he has a new project with me that I'm going to pitch to everybody. We have it's currently pending to be approved, but it is actually a podcast called I Go Crazy For. And every single week we do one topic. We talk about that topic from stem to stern, whether it's through the decades or anything. It's about cool things that we like in life that we're really passionate about. The first one's about cars, because that's the biggest thing that we have in common. So look for that coming here in the next few days that you guys can check that out. Sam, you want to add anything to that?
No, I think I'm very happy to be invited to be on tonight, and I enjoyed the time with you guys, and hope that I can come back and visit again sometime.
All right, appreciate it. And for all those that are watching after the fact, if you would like to watch live, we are live every Thursday night at 8 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, or Pacific Time. No, standard.
Specific?
But it's Arizona time, which is a mountain time, which is weird. Because we don't change like everybody else, and Andy just makes me confused every single time I mention this. But we are on twitch.tv/slightly average guys. We appreciate it, and we will see everybody